Kevin Durant's 2022-2023 NBA season has been nothing short of incredible. With the way he's been playing, it's no surprise that he's the MVP favorite. His MVP case is constantly getting stronger, and that's because his stats are simply out of this world. In a year filled with drama, social media posts, suspensions, and apologies, the best thing to come out of this all was the Nets' performance in the Eastern Conference. The team has won 29 games so far to move up to number 4 in the Eastern Conference after their close win against the Warriors. And the credit has to go to Kevin Durant, because despite constant news about trade requests, the 34-year-old is proving his worth both on the court and off of it. Through 37 games, Durant has averaged 30.4 points, 6.6 rebounds, 5.3 assists, and 1.6 blocks. His field goal percentage is 56.5. His two-point field goal percentage is 63.1, and his free throw percentage is at new career highs. Not to mention his incredible 36.2% three-point percentage. There are very few players playing on the same level as him this season, and that Durant focuses on areas that the rest of the league ignores is probably the most impressive factor of his offensive game. He has the highest field goal percentage among players who attempt at least 3 mid-range shots every game, 56.9, and the power forward is by far the most effective player among those who attempt at least 5 pull-ups every game. He leads the league in both overall points scored and total field goals made. And there's just one reason his stats are so good. His adaptability on the court is like no other. Every time Durant sets foot on the court, he knows he's playing against opponents who have developed unique defensive strategies to stop him. Still, he scores without controlling the ball. During a post-match interview after the Nets had a 124-121 victory over the Pistons, Durant was asked about his offensive strategies, and he only said that he never knows how other teams are going to guard him and what tactics they're going to throw, but he knows he's ready for it all. He even praised his opponents by saying that they occasionally come up with new material that he hasn't seen before. The Nets player mentioned that he's making an effort to be ready for that, so reading the defense helps him improve. In that same match, the 12-time All-Star scored 26 of those 43 points in the third quarter. Durant showed the crowd at Little Caesars Arena that not only was his offense impressive, but his defense was just as well. After Nick Claxton, the Nets player has blocked the second most shots on his club, and opponents are struggling to keep up with his pace. He's been carrying the team both on the court and off, and you gotta give him the credit for it. Thanks to his great leadership skills and energy, and Yes Network analyst Sarah Kustok couldn't have explained it better. On the recent episode of the Low Post with ESPN's Zach Lowe, Kustok talked about his performance this year. She mentioned fans are seeing him perform with a different level of finesse, which has been very fun to see. Kustok said that in her opinion, that's where this team's success and everything else begins. But even she can't deny how important it is for Durant to keep on playing at this level. Even by his high standards, his shooting percentages are impressive, but the durability might be more of a problem. After sustaining an MCL sprain during a victory at Miami on January 8th, Kevin Durant has been sidelined for the Brooklyn Nets' last 5 games. And without one of the greatest scorers in the NBA, the Nets have struggled to produce offensive production during that time, going 1-4. But it looks like we'll be getting updates about his return soon. In fact, the franchise expects the 12-time All-Star won't miss more than 1 month this time. With Durant sidelined, Kyrie Irving has taken on the enormous responsibility of leading the Nets offense. Before going off for 48 points on 18 of 29 shooting during Brooklyn's 117-106 victory in Utah on Friday, the 7-time All-Star struggled in his first 3 games without Kevin Durant. There will always be difficulties in the awards races. Many players have entered the race, including Jason Tatum, Stephen Curry, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, but only one may end up being the clear favorite. However, if Durant can return and continue his winning performance and take the Nets to a high seed in the East, no one could deny his case for MVP, and the controversy from the offseason will seem like nothing more than a memory. The fans are behind Durant, Durant, and it looks like his former coach is rooting for him as well. Stephen Kerr finally spoke out about the power forward success, and it was all praise. The head coach of the Golden State Warriors hasn't worked with Kevin Durant in the NBA in about 3.5 years, and still, he's kept a close eye on his former player, even though he joined the Brooklyn Nets and took his skills there. While fans are gushing over the 34-year-old's success this season, Kerr isn't that surprised. During the pre-game interview, Kerr mentioned Durant doesn't appear any different now than he did when he was playing with the Warriors a few years ago. He has consistently been among the league's finest players for 10 years, possibly more, and he's just simply one of the best scorers of all time. The back-to-back NBA titles will always stand out as the peak of their time spent together in the Bay Area in 2017 and 2018. And when his playing career is over, Durant can expect to have his number 35 uniform raised into the Chase Center rafters, mainly because he was awarded NBA Finals MVP in both championship runs. Many Nets have praised the performance of the team's linchpin during the first 32 games of the regular season. Nearly everyone in the organization, from head coach Jacques Vaughn and his superstar colleague Kyrie Irving to the back of the bench, doesn't take his time in the borough for granted. And Kerr agrees with every word they said. He even compared Vaughn and Kevin's situation with that of his and Steph Curry. He mentioned it can be easy for coaches to take extraordinary players like Kevin and Curry for granted. Every game, the Warriors expect Steph to be fantastic. That same expectation also applied to Kevin when the duo was together. But Kerr also said that sometimes you have to take a step back and recognize that you are seeing two of the best players in history. The Warriors head coach was able to observe from a distance how hard Durant worked to recover from his Achilles injury and reach his current state, since the 34-year-old superstar left Golden State a few months after the injury. And because Kerr has seen this situation before, he assured fans that when Durant recovers, his all-time performance won't be affected. And I honestly love whenever these two interact together, like in the summer of 2021 during the Olympic Games in Tokyo in 2020 when the two shared a gold medal with Team USA. The 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris, France might just be Kerr and Durant's final appearance together on the largest stage in the world. But the Warriors coach is determined that the power forward will make a comeback. So while Kerr has full confidence in him, do you still think Kevin Durant will get the MVP trophy this year? That's all for this video. See you in the next one.